a Bears fan. I have my wife does a daycare, and she's having an end of the year ice cream party. I will not enjoy the ice cream at all. I am too upset to enjoy any ice cream. But I will then make my way down to Regent Street and enjoy the festivities and kind of just think about Badger football instead of anything else. Because the Green Bay Packers made a move right now, and this should be exciting, Molly, that have made their expectations Super Bowl or bust. They are now a Super Bowl contending team, and they need to be in that NFC Championship game. That's the expectations. The expectations and the hopes, Molly, you can look at it like this. The hopes you should be having, the dreams you should be having right now as a Packers fan is that Micah Parsons is holding a trophy as the defensive MVP, the star that carried this team to a Super Bowl victory or a Super Bowl appearance. Jeff Hafley's the coach of a new team. Matt LaFleur finally gets it done, and Jordan Love was along for the ride. And, you get all of that fun feelings. And that's the expectations now that you acquired Micah Parsons. And those expectations are, I guess, nerve-wracking, but they're fun. You're in Wisconsin, you're surrounded by Packer fans. You should all be thrilled with the expectations that come with adding Micah Parsons.
Ryan, I know that your day has been probably hectic for the last hour, as has mine, with Wisconsin College Game Day starting up right after the show. How are you feeling with the Micah Parsons trade?
Annoyed that they had to do it on a Thursday right ahead of the Badgers season opener, as Jim said, because while I did have a lot of the stuff ready to go, Micah Parsons trade did happen. I was not expecting it at 4:30, right as we were trying to get ready for the show coming out of the Brewers. But, I'm elated as a Packers fan. This is insane. I mean, never, when I saw Pretty Ricky and all the news coming out a couple nights ago, I'm like, all right, yeah, it's whatever. It's smoke. We always hear smoke about the Green Bay Packers, and then it actually happened. The Cowboys fan in our office, Hunter Vaughn, was the one who broke the news to me, and I've never been so happy to see somebody so sad as Hunter Vaughn was as soon as he said it, because he just fell and slumped his shoulders, and he just said, I hate the Green Bay freaking Packers.
But you know what? Hunter the other day was literally saying that Micah Parsons doesn't do anything in the playoffs, and so he almost, in my opinion, gave me the vibe of, I don't really care what happens because he's not going to show up in the playoffs anyways. So that's kind of funny hearing.
I think he was just repeating stuff that Jerry Jones has been saying to Cowboys fans, and it worked. And hey, honestly, I'm more than happy that it worked for us, because Green Bay Packers, we now got Micah Parsons. We have, like Jim said, this is the best defensive player they've had since Reggie White. I mean, Charles Woodson's incredible, but when you get a guy at that position who's making the impact that he does on games, this is life-altering for the Green Bay Packers.
We had someone chime in, Brett Shale. Let me tune in so I can hear how Jim spins this as a bad thing. Unless you think
it's a bad thing for the Bears.
Unless you think expectations are bad, there's nothing bad about this. So unless you're afraid of Super Bowl or bust expectations, unless you're afraid of winning the NFC North expectations, unless you're afraid of having an elite defense expectations, there's nothing bad here. There's nothing bad, because it's all expectations. Everything's been lifted. You went from a roster who I thought was maybe a fringe playoff roster to a Super Bowl contending roster. One player, because this guy is a multiplier. And we all know that. I mean, he's a multiplier. He will make Rashawn Gary better. Parsons will make Lucas Van Ness better. He will make your terrible corners better by creating pass rush. And now he is the best defensive player in the NFC North. It could have been Hutchinson, but we can't go with that now off of injury. It'll be those two will battle it out. We'll see how healthy Hutchinson is. The Bears don't have a pass rush like this. They don't have a defensive player like this. They have a defensive player that matches McKinney and Jalen Johnson, but they don't have Micah Parsons, and the Vikings don't have Micah Parsons either. So whatever you think of the Packers offense and Golden and Jordan Love and whatever he is, that all should be looking better. And if you want a comp for this, and this Packers team is so much better than the Mitch Trubisky-led Bears team, but they won the division. That offense, I think, was like a top of the league offense, or upper half of the league offense, and Mitch Trubisky was just running RPOs. But the defense kept on giving him the ball with short fields because they kept on making plays because Khalil Mack was such a beast. So I think Micah Parsons will have a bare minimum that sort of impact for the Green Bay Packers, but the Packers roster is better than that Chicago roster was.
So, Jim, if you had to re-rank, and earlier this week, like you said before, you ranked the Packers of having the fourth best roster in the NFC North. How are you stacking them up now?
Look, they have the best roster in the North. I would imagine, I guess I'll say second best roster in the NFC. I guess I probably would go with Philadelphia because they're really deep.
Okay.
But, I mean, Micah Parsons should make everyone better. They added the best defensive player in the NFC.
Offensively, though, you think it can teeter it that much? Like, I know he's a field tilter. That's why I'm a huge fan of him. But does he impact, like, the offensive side as well?
There should be plenty of short fields. And the offense shouldn't feel pressure to, Jordan Love, should he feel even more comfortable to do what they suggested and take the short run or dump it off? He should not have to make those dumb throws that he's made before and throw it all the way down the field. He shouldn't have to do any of those things because he understands that the defense will make plays for him, and it takes the pressure off of him. Jordan Love's no longer the star of this team. It's Micah Parsons.
Oh, my God.
You should be happy like that. You got a quarterback who's the 12th best quarterback in the league, and now you got the best defensive player. There's no Jordan Love doesn't have to be special anymore.
I just feel like all of the expectations that you're talking about and all the things that you're saying and throwing out about what our expectations for the Green Bay Packers should be, that to me just adds that much more pressure on Jordan Love. And I can't help
Pressure is
but
a
feel
privilege.
Okay, LeBron, I get it.
But I mean, look, Jordan Love, you drafted him, you paid him, he better go win. We talked about this with Badger football. All you want is clarity. All I want this season for Badger football is clarity. This move gives you clarity on Jordan Love. If Jordan Love doesn't take this team to the Super Bowl at least one time in the next 3 years, you know he ain't the guy. Simple. If Matt LaFleur doesn't take this team to the Super Bowl with these players, you're probably pretty confident he ain't the guy to do it. You get clarity now.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
You got the best defensive player in the NFL, or at least the NFC, on your team in his prime.
Yeah. I mean, Goody's assembled the roster. Now Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love just have to make something out of it.
Yeah, I would say if you're ranking job security right now, it's Goody, LaFleur, Love. They're all secure. But the pressure on these guys is not on Goody because this is a no-brainer move. Good for him. Really smart. I mean, go do it. Great job. The pressure's on LaFleur and Jordan Love to go win.
So exciting.
It is. You should be thrilled about it.
I'm mind blown that this happened. I'm mind blown that it happened on a day like today, a Thursday right before the Badgers' first home game. I'm just shocked. Like, it's crazy. I can't even find the words.
Yeah, you should be shocked. The word should be excitement. And this is a huge move for the Green Bay Packers. It's right up there with Reggie White. For the Packers, it's a similar move to what the Bears did with Khalil Mack that's being compared all over the internet. And that took a Bears team that was not very good. And we all can agree that Jordan Love, even as a Bears fan, is exponentially better than Mitch Trubisky. And this coaching staff is better than Matt Nagy coaching staff. So this Packers team should go from third place to winning the division and then being a Super Bowl contender. And in the next 3 years, they better win a Super Bowl. Or LaFleur and Love are definitely going to be questioned.
Yeah, totally. This answers a lot of questions, but now I feel like there's that many more questions about this team that are going to come up.
But these are more fun questions.
For sure. That's a good way of putting it. Positive Jim today. Oh, my goodness. Are you a Packers fan because of Micah Parsons now? My gosh.
Oh, God, no. This stinks for me.
This is the most love I have heard for the Packers come out of your mouth, though. I'm so excited.
I can't lie. It's not love for the Packers, but I know the internet doesn't agree. I hope people listen to this show agree. I'm not an idiot. Homer always says this on his side of things when he talks about being Homer. I'm a Homer, not an idiot. I might be a Bears fan. I'm not an idiot. I'm happy because
preposterous that I've even heard that.
I'm also happy because I was right. Goody agreed with me. They had the fourth best roster in the NFC North, and he did something about it. So I like being right.
And you think this vaults them right away to the top of the division without a doubt?
Roster-wise, I think it is second best roster in the NFC now.
Okay.
That is crazy that they jump over the Lions to me because I feel like just yesterday we were talking about how stacked the Lions are in literally every position.
He's got to be a top 5 player, right? In all of the NFL? Outside of quarterbacks?
What was he on that top 100 list? Was he number 10?
I'll do the research.
I feel like he was. Number 10.
So if he's 10, there's probably, a handful of quarterbacks in front of him.
Yes, that's like Patrick Mahomes, all those guys in front of him for sure.
Yeah. You added a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah.
And you filled your biggest – the other part of it is your biggest hole and question mark was pass rush. It would have broken the whole defense.
Do you know what the contract situation looks like or what the deal is? off the top of your head?
It was a 4-year contract with $188 million included. I don't know if it was fully guaranteed, but it makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. It includes $120 million fully guaranteed on signing, $136 in total guarantees, which I don't know how the difference is at signing. But yes, he is the highest paid player in the NFL non-quarterback.
Woo-hoo-hoo. So does he have to be, Jim, I believe you said all-pro this year. Does he have to be like all-pro caliber player in order for this to feel good? Or like what are the expectations for solely him as a player?
Yeah, all-pro. I mean, he's got to continue what he's been doing, which is all-pro. And, I mean, this should transfer easy. This isn't a quarterback trying to learn a new offense. Like, he should show up and be a monster. If you recall, again, I use this Khalil Mack thing not because I'm a Bears fan, but his first game was against the Packers. He was working out at LA Fitness and just showed up and wreaked havoc on the Packers week one. Mm-hmm. So, like, you just show up and be a monster. That's all you have to do. And so it makes it super simple for him to just show up and be a monster right away. Like, just go out and tear things up.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm
the Packers got a dog.
That he has. Yeah.
All right, I got to get out of here and have some ice. Everyone's arrived now. You can see people behind me here on the YouTube stream. I got to go not eat ice cream because I'm in too bad of a mood to eat ice cream now because of this Micah Parsons trade. But Jesse Nelson, Jesse's got to be thrilled. Ooh. Poke him in the belly, see if he says, ooh-hoo.
Okay, we'll be sure to poke him in the belly on stage in front of everyone walking on Regent Street today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be joining you guys on stage a little bit later as part of Wisconsin College Game Day presented by Coors Light. But this is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
Breaking news. Green Bay is trading for edge rusher Micah Parsons. Continue reacting to the massive green and gold news right here on 100.5 ESPN. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is brought to you by the Metro family of dealers.
When it comes to your career, most companies want you to be interested in them. At Northwestern Mutual, their mutual interest is you. That's why they listen to your career goals, plan the steps to get there, and work side by side all along the way. To learn more about career opportunities, search for Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin online or call 608-836-3080. That's 608-836-3080. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bumps it, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company and Goodman's Jewelers.
All right, everybody, we have to talk about the new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library, which you know I love. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So sign up now.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Steinhoffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhoffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this Sports Set Update is brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. And I can barely speak because we got Metro Kia, Metro Ford, breaking news across ESPN Madison and ESPN Wisconsin right now as the Green Bay Packers are officially trading for Cowboys edge rusher Micah Parsons. Packers making the deal in exchange for Kenny Clark and 2 future first-round draft picks in 2026 and 2027. That's per ESPN's Adam Schefter and every other NFL insider you can find online right now. The Packers also, upon trading from Parsons, have agreed to a 4-year, $188 million contract, including $120 million fully guaranteed at signing. That makes him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Make sure to stay tuned right here at 100.5 ESPN as we continue breaking it down. Coming up next, live from Regent Street ahead of Wisconsin College game day as the Badgers also kick off their season later tonight against the Miami Redhawks. That's Redhawks out at Camp Randall Stadium. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff, so Wisconsin College game day starts at 6 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN and on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Second half of Jim, Matt, and Molly right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special. Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ooh. Just found out about the Micah Parsons news. This is wild. I told everybody that I was gonna, you know what, in my pants if this happens, and this is crazy. Oh my God, Micah Parsons is a Packer.
Wow. I don't even care what the Packers had to trade. I don't care what they have to pay. I can no longer say the Packers have the worst roster in the NFC North.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Jesse Nelson, here's Molly Brown.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light, live from Regent Street, as we get set for the opening night of the 2025 college football season. The Wisconsin Badgers with Miami, Ohio at Camp Randall Stadium. But of course, the big news of the day, Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
What?
Your chance to react, 844-770-3776 is the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. My name is Jesse Nelson. Molly Brown is actually our director of marketing, and she needed to help get this whole thing organized here on Regent Street to get situated for our tailgate that starts in an hour for a bunch of fans who are going to be coming in looking for a cold Coors Light in hand. And wow, are they going to be ready to celebrate, because not only is it the start of the college football season in the best college sports town in the world tonight, but Packers fans have plenty to celebrate with Micah Parsons coming to Green Bay. Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks from general manager Brian Gutekunst going the way of the Dallas Cowboys, and in exchange, the best defensive player in the NFL at 26 years of age comes to Titletown. That's real. That's happening. 844-770-3776 is the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Again, my name is Jesse Nelson. Molly Brown will be back up on stage here on Regent Street in a few minutes. We're going to continue the conversation. Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, very well-produced show, weekdays 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. He'll be joining at 5:40 to share his insights. He's already shared them on all of our ESPN Wisconsin shows, or is in the process of doing so right now. Make sure you subscribe to the Jason Wilde podcast feed on the ESPN Wisconsin app so you can stay up to date on the latest insights that he's sharing all across the ESPN Wisconsin airwaves. We're going to react with you. A lot of texts coming in, including one from the Adam in Madison. Who wears number 11 now? That's a great question. Does Micah Parsons get number 11? Is Jaden Reed going to hang on to that? I'm sure that's going to be a fun conversation to occur in the Packers locker room. How about that for a little buzz and a little excitement? My personal take very quickly before we open up the phone lines, we bring Molly back in. So for number of thoughts cross my mind when I see this. So first of all, Kenny Clark is going to the Dallas Cowboys. 9 years in Green Bay, a former first-round pick, the longest tenured Packer, 3 Pro Bowl selections. Props to Kenny Clark on an amazing 9-year run in Green Bay. Probably thought he was going to spend his entire career here. We owe Kenny Clark a lot. He was the best defensive player on the Packers for a few years. Appreciate everything that he did for this organization, and he goes to Dallas, and I hope that he has success with the Cowboys or if he ends up somewhere else before his career comes to an end. But props to Kenny Clark on an amazing run in Green Bay over 9 years. A first and a former first 9 years ago in Kenny Clark in exchange for Micah Parsons. The biggest factor in why I think this is such a success for the Green Bay Packers today and why I think Brian Gutekunst knocked this out of the park, Edgerrin Cooper is still a Green Bay Packer. If you're a believer in Lucas Van Ness and the potential he brings as a draft pick a couple of years ago, he is still a Green Bay Packer. A veteran player and 2 future first-round picks go the way of the Dallas Cowboys. The Packers get to keep the young core that they believe in. They get to add to it. It fits the mantra of Brian Gutekunst entirely. And this is a day of celebration for Green Bay Packers fans for not addressing edge rush all offseason long. And everyone said, what is Goody doing? Is he looking at Trey Hendrickson? Is this Micah Parsons thing actually a real thing that could happen? And all of us thought, not really. I think Jason gave it a 4% chance on Wilde and Tausch last week. Tausch gave it even less than that. Like, no, there's no way. Well, there was a way. And Goody found it. 2 firsts, Kenny Clark. 2 the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for the best defensive player in football, Micah Parsons. 844-770-3776 is the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. A bunch of texts are rolling in. Let's go right to the phones. My guy Levi in Plover, he came to my wedding a few years ago. He won Jason Wilde's spot at my wedding, and he gets to react to the Micah Parsons news here on Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Levi, how excited are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, but I'll never before I answer that question, I'll never get over you saying, like, I went to your wedding, man.
I know.
It just makes me laugh.
I appreciate it. You did more. You traveled a lot further than Jason had to get there up in Green Bay, and you did it. How about Micah Parsons,
yeah,
Levi?
I know. Okay. Anyway, man, this is a great day for the Green Bay Packers, man. I think I would – maybe you should ask the guys on Wilde and Tausch. I don't know if you're working on it tomorrow because of the Badgers pregame today, but I wonder who's the best team in the NFC North right now with this Micah Parsons trade, Packers or the Lions.
Levi, thanks so much for the call. I know you're as excited as all of us are. That is a question that's certainly going to come up tomorrow morning. That's a question we can start to ask right now. The Packers and the Lions. If the Packers were trying to knock the Lions down from being the kings of the North, as Tausch said on our show each morning over the last several months, if they want to really dethrone the Detroit Lions, they had to make a move like this, and they did it, and Goody got it done. He recognized, just like he did, and I know it's not the same, but just like he recognized a year ago where Malik Willis in the backup quarterback situation, if Jordan Love was to go down, was a major red flag, he addressed it. Goody's on top of this stuff. He believes in the guys he drafts, especially with those high picks. He lets them have time to develop, maybe sometimes more than the rest of us want him to. But he is really good as a general manager at recognizing when the Packers have a hole on the roster and getting down to it and fixing it. And that's exactly what he did here with edge rusher. He goes and gets Micah Parsons for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. Doesn't have to give up Edgerrin Cooper. I know, right? They're walking past on Regent Street, and they can't believe the news with me. 844-770-3776 is the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Looking at a couple of texts here. So AC and Tosa, I don't mind 2 first-rounders because the Packers' last 10 drafts have lost a lot of first-round busts. Well, I mean, outside of Jordan Love and Kenny Clark, I don't necessarily disagree with AC and Tosa. I think it's hard to call Jair Alexander a bust. I don't know if you can fully call Lucas Van Ness a bust at this point. And that goes back to what we were saying about Goody and the amount of time that he gives those draft picks to develop. Sometimes it's longer than we want him to, and sometimes it hasn't worked out. There's no doubt about it. But I am all for giving up 2 firsts and Kenny Clark for Micah Parsons. I used this analogy yesterday. in our show, they always use references from like 40 years ago. In my case, I use one from 20 years ago. Family Guy. There's a scene in one of the early Family Guy episodes where Peter Griffin is sitting in a room and he's offered something from a company where they say, you can either take this boat or you can have this mystery box. And they're debating whether to take the boat or the mystery box. They say, that mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. Like your first round pick next year and the following year, at best, you hope it's Micah Parsons. So why not, if you have the opportunity to go get Micah Parsons and leverage a little bit of that future? The team is so young. Been the youngest team in football, 3 years in a row it's going to be now? Absolutely you go do that. And this is a guy who's 26 years old. It fits exactly what Goody likes to have building this roster. They stay young. He's proven. He's been incredible in Dallas. This is just an amazing move. I am shocked that Goody got this pulled off. I mean, all the conversation was, there's no way this is going to happen. There's no way he's going to get this done. There's no way this is even real. And here we are today. It's real. It's happening. Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer. 844-770-3776. The reaction continues. We're taking you up until, 6 o'clock, but honestly, it's probably going to roll over as the party starts here on Regent Street for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, the pregame show from 6 to 8. Adam Mertz, Brad Nortman will join me. Coors Lights will be flowing here on Regent Street as we get set not only for the start of the Badger season, but also to celebrate the Packers adding Micah Parsons. Can you believe it? 844-770-3776. You're going to want to call in to share your reactions, and you're going to want to call in. It's such a fun day. Let's give away some High Life. Ooh. I love me some High Life. You know that. 844-770-3776. Wooly, what caller number do you think we should take to give away a case of Miller High Life here on a Thursday?
What's the big news of the day, Jesse? The Badgers are 17.5-point favorites. It's August 28th. I'm 26. Micah Parsons is 26.
Yeah.
You know what? His jersey number is 11. Caller number 11 gets a case of High Life for Micah Parsons.
I love it, Wooly. Caller number 11 right now, 844-770-3776. You win some High Life. My only request is whoever wins the High Life has to stay on and celebrate Micah Parsons. You have to give me one thought on the other side of the break. After you win the High Life, you have to tell us how you feel about the Packers adding Micah Parsons. That's my only demand for this contest today. Caller 11 right now. You're going to win High Life, and you're going to share your thoughts on the other side of the break. 844-770-3776. Molly's going to come back. Jason Wilde coming up. Oh, baby, what a day. The Packers add Micah Parsons. Jim, Matt, and Molly continues next.
There's a new sheriff in Titletown. Micah Parsons is coming to Green Bay. Continue reacting with us next on 100.5 ESPN.
Looking for the perfect pizza meal just for you? Introducing Pizza Hut's new personal pizzas, the Crafted Flats. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, Nashville hot chicken and chicken bacon ranch. All just $5 each, all day. The perfect pizza deal for lunch, dinner, or on game days. Order your $5 Crafted Flats at one of their locations or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The High Life Dive Bar giveaway is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. What a day. We're live on Regent Street, where we're getting set for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. I am Jesse Nelson. Molly Brown is our director of marketing here, and she is scattered about helping everyone get situated for a massive tailgate here to kick off the 2025 college football season. And, oh yeah, the Packers traded for Micah Parsons.
What?
2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark going to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for Micah Parsons. I'm sure you know it already if you're tuned in, whether it's on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel or here on 100.5 ESPN or on the ESPN Wisconsin app. But if I did just break that news to one person listening, I hope that person is just having the time of their life right now. I'm Jesse Nelson. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, fresh off of Kyle Bruston Norman before this show on ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey, Jesse, what a day.
We're getting set to host a pregame show, but I have a feeling more people want to know about Daquan Finn, no, they don't. They want to know plenty more about Micah Parsons. So we'll catch up in a second. I do want to deliver on a promise I had before the break.
Okay.
We gave away a case of Miller High Life. It is Thursday. That's what happens on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Brian and Madison, congratulations on winning the case of High Life. And my demand was that you had to stay on and give me your reaction to Micah Parsons being traded to the Green Bay Packers. Brian, congratulations. You're living the high life in more than one way, my friend. How you feeling?
I am awesome. I am so happy. This is the biggest defensive move since Woodson.
Since Woodson, I agree.
I do have one complaint.
Okay, one complaint.
I was really hoping to.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
I was hoping to see Jim cry.
Jim was in a really good mood. I think it's because he was heading to an ice cream social back at home in a little bit here. So, yeah, he was in a great mood. But congratulations, Brian. You win the High Life, and you delivered on a great take there we're going to talk about here in a second. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Brian in Madison wins a case of High Life. What a way to start the college football season. What a way to celebrate Micah Parsons becoming a Green Bay Packer. 844-770-3776. The Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Primetime Ryan Wollersheim's back in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. He's taking your calls. He's waiting for you on the line. 844-770-3776. All right, Brad. What'd you say on KBN? How you feeling now an hour later?
I mean, this news broke at 4 o'clock. I had 1 hour to digest it on KBN. I'm still digesting it, but it's stunning. It's special. There's not many times where you are not only the center of the sports universe, but it's celebratory. I mean, it's not common. It's not ordinary to have there be something that's so seismic that it changes the trajectory of your entire franchise and honestly your identity. The Green Bay Packers have sort of been known for the conservative, tried and true, draft and develop. We won't leverage the future. That all changed today. And I think that's a combination of a sense of urgency that Brian Gutekunst was talking about in the postseason, right after the season ended last year. I think it's Jordan Love about to enter his prime. I think it's a new president in ed policy, and you can't understate how big of a move this is. I have a little bit of research. You know, I love a little bit of research.
You love your research.
So my research has shown over the last 10 years, any given Super Bowl team to either show up or win the Super Bowl has an average of 4 All-Pro players, as little as 3 and as many as 8 is generally how it was.
I loved when you did this research.
Yeah, it was great. And my question is, who are the All-Pros for the Green Bay Packers? Now, we know McKinney was already one, and the question is, who is it going to be from there on out? We know that Micah Parsons already an All-Pro, year 2 there, and the guys that have the potential now include Edgerrin Cooper, Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love, maybe Tucker Kraft. It seemed like not long ago, you looked around the roster and said, I don't know how we're going to be able to fill 4 All-Pro guys. You got McKinney and Micah Parsons already on defense. Jordan Love's going to have to be an All-Pro if they're going to win a Super Bowl, and you've got other opportunities now with Josh Jacobs, Edgerrin Cooper, Tucker Kraft, maybe even Matthew Golden. Everything is in front of this franchise. I can't remember a time when I was so optimistic about the future of this franchise, because even in the 2020, 2021 with Aaron Rodgers, you knew that was the twilight of his career. You look at this and you say, probably since 2010, 2011, when a young Aaron Rodgers and a great defense and Charles Woodson, who we just mentioned, did probably 15 years since optimism is this high, and that is exactly what it is. It's time to celebrate all across the state of Wisconsin, because Micah Parsons is a bona fide stud, and he's a Green Bay Packer.
844-770-3776, the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Some of the numbers from ESPN's Adam Schefter, Cowboys reporter Todd Archer. It's not easy to say. And of course, ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky. So it's 4 years, $188 million, $120 million fully guaranteed at signing. That signing is the agreed-upon terms that were already in place at the time of the trade. And $136 million in total guarantees. So that means a couple yet to come, roster, all that stuff. So $136 million guaranteed for 4 years. Micah Parsons will be in Green Bay till he's 30.
And I think you look at that and 2 reactions to the compensation. One, his actual compensation, but the trade compensation. Let's hit on what you just talked about, his contract. I think you hear that and you sort of are like, whoa. Highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. I have 2 reactions to that. One, the concern might be how you're going to field the team. Where's all this money going to go? Jordan Love's making $55 a year. He's making $47 over kind of Dr. Evil style, $100 million per year on 2 players. But the reality is, it's what those other players can do. Jordan Love, at his contract, he should elevate everyone around him. Micah Parsons, he should elevate everybody around him. The other D linemen, freeing up the linebackers to be able to go ahead and make plays. And oh yeah, by the way, this young secondary and an elite safety core, they're going to love the pressure that Micah Parsons provide. It makes everybody better. So that amount of money, yes, staggering to one player, but how it affects everybody else, it makes it worth it.
844-770-3776. While we're talking, they're trying to put this giant Coors Light inflatable thing up around us. And it's like, this is the chaos I'm here for. 844-770-3776. I have a text here from Austin in Salt Lake City. I felt bad for Austin this morning.
Why?
Wilde and Tausch, very well-produced show, weekdays night. I was familiar with its work. We helped you get to where you are.
You did.
Don't want to take it. Jason will be the first to tell you. Austin called in, and we didn't get him on the air, because we had a bunch of stuff going on at everybody. We called in to weigh in on Micah Parsons. So he sends a text here. I called into Wilde and Tausch this morning to say I didn't want this deal because of what the Packers would have to give up. After what Goody pulled off, I was wrong, says Austin in Salt Lake City. 2 future firsts and Kenny Clark. So they retain Edgerrin Cooper. They retain Lucas Van Ness. To me, that's 2 wins for Goody in getting this deal done, that he didn't have to give up one of his best potential future players in exchange for a guy that already fits that criteria.
It's stunning, really. I was bracing for something much higher. We did something, remember The Price is Right, where there's like the Yodely game, where the Yodely guy goes up and then you hit stop when he's gone too far.
Price is Right, I love that. Yodely.
Exactly. We played the Yodely game on KBN, and we played that yesterday, but instead of a number, it was the player. Like, which player would you say, okay, you've gone too far? Long story short, only Jordan Love did we say we wouldn't exchange it for. However, we started very early at Kenny Clark. No disrespect to Kenny Clark. He's a good player, but he's older. He's probably going to get cut after next season anyway. I was literally bracing for Edgerrin Cooper. I was bracing for Xavier McKinney. I was bracing for a host of maybe the D linemen. Kenny Clark. 2 first-round picks? Easy money, Brian Gutekunst. I mean, it's just, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Not only do you get this player, but you get him at a low cost. The Super Bowl window is wide open for the Green Bay Packers.
Jason Wilde scheduled to appear coming up next as we continue to talk about the Packers making one of the biggest splashes of the last decade in the National Football League, acquiring Micah Parsons in a trade for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark a week and a half before the start of the season, 1 week to the night before the Cowboys kick off the season against the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Jason Wilde scheduled to appear next, live from Regent Street, where the Badgers, they start a college football season tonight. Brad, Adam, Mertz, and I have the pregame show coming up at the top of the hour, maybe. That's called straight ahead. It's ESPN. Oh, no, it's not ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day yet. Close. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Breaking news. Green Bay is trading for edge rusher Micah Parsons. Continue reacting to the massive green and gold news right here on 100.5 ESPN. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is brought to you by the Metro family of dealers.
August means easy, so don't waste your summer grinding away in the kitchen. Get oven-baked comfort that still feels light and fresh, like baked feta pasta with Odyssey Feta. Just toss cherry tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, and a big block of Odyssey Feta cheese into a baking dish. Roast it all at 420 degrees for 20 minutes, then stir in your favorite pasta until it's coated in that creamy, tangy, melted feta goodness. It's simple, it's delicious, and Odyssey Feta brings it all together. Made right here in Wisconsin with locally sourced milk, get your Greek on with Odyssey Feta.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place, and it has changed the game for me. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all the great new features like watching 4 games at once with multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. So you got to check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
There's a new sheriff in Titletown. Micah Parsons is coming to Green Bay. Continue reacting with us next on 100.5 ESPN.
Jason, quick question.
You are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Thank you for helping me prove my point, Molly. Because my point, well, is this Matt Hamilton?
Okay. Molly said it best. I said fart in the bathtub. She said gross.
Do you have a question for Jason, or how is he supposed to respond to this?
He asked the questions to me. No bad.
By hanging up.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Oh, snap! What's up with that? 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 What's up with that?
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is brought to you by the Metro family of auto dealerships. And oh, what a day of breaking news it is. Micah Parsons acquired by the Green Bay Packers in a trade for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks, and he agrees to a 4-year deal, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Reaction continues on Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Jesse Nelson, Molly Brown's back on stage with us here on Regent Street as we get set for the first ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgate of the year. Wisconsin and Miami, Ohio. Oh, yeah, they start the college football season at 8 o'clock tonight, too. What a day. Jason Wilde joins us now on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Hi, Jason.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
You tell us, Jason.
We're calm. We're cool, calm, collected over here at the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day tailgate. Woo. How are you?
Well, I am calm. This is one of the reasons why I've got such a great job, right? Because you get to be part of all this, and you get to talk about it and share the news, and so there's definitely an adrenaline rush. But like I gotta tell you, the reason why this is so neat is people like Wooly. He is so excited. Like it's not that he's unenthusiastic when he calls me for a normal appearance on this show. Let me be clear. But he is, like, you can hear it in his voice. He called, and his voice was still like quivering and quaking. And now I'm not jealous of that. I'm not. But that is the difference between someone who is a true fan and someone like me who's like, okay, this is a good story. I got to get to work now. I got to do, 8 radio hits and film a couple of TV hits and write a couple of stories. Like, I don't feel that joy that he feels, and it's so cool to hear that in his voice. If you're a Packers fan, this is really, really exciting. And with every reason, you should be over the moon. Now, I'm not going to compare this to Reggie White because I don't think it's the same as that. And in some ways, it's bigger because you got a guy who's 26 years old. You had to trade 2 first-round picks to get him. It is quaint to think that Reggie White got his blockbuster deal to join the Packers 32 years ago was 4 years, $17 million.
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons, 4 years, $188 million with $120 million guaranteed. So, look, it's an exciting story. I said this, Jesse, you heard me say this morning. Goody's answer to my question yesterday, it felt different. And then I don't know if you guys saw, there's so much is flying right now. But I don't know if you guys saw this tweet from Ian Rappaport that said that they had actually agreed on the trade 2 days ago and that it was just negotiating with Mulugeta to get the number to the contract to get it done. So Goody is sitting up there and, smart Alec Wilde, hey, I don't usually apologize for questions. I probably should. And he's sitting there, and Tausch better not play sheep's head with him because what a poker face, right? He had to be. Thank God he's not like me because I would have been like, Jason, stop. We're trading for Micah Parsons. We just got to get the deal done. We just got to get the contract taken care of. But he's coming. I would have never been able to keep the secret. So. It's awesome, and I'm glad that there are so many Packers fans that are so excited about this. I do wish, though, to balance this out, because you know me, I'm always looking to balance this type of stuff out.
No, what?
The question that you have to ask in a responsible manner, like I believe in doing, and we need Jim Rutledge, because Jim Rutledge, as a Bears fan, does he look at the Khalil Mack trade, because that's essentially what this is.
Yep.
Does he look at that as a success or a failure by the Bears?
I believe he already answered this on our show today when he briefly appeared. He said that this is a win-win for the Packers no matter what happens, because that is what happened with the Chicago Bears and Khalil Mack.
He thought it was a win-win.
Yes.
Okay. Khalil Mack didn't even get to the end of the contract, right? That he signed with the Bears. They moved on from him before that. But look, the Packers are also a different team than the Bears, and certainly a different organization, as we know. So there are still risks involved here. Okay, so I do think it's important to acknowledge those, but nevertheless, pretty wild, pretty wild, pretty Ricky Wilde.
Pretty Ricky Wilde. So does this automatically mean Super Bowl or bust for the Green Bay Packers?
No doubt. Yep. Mm-hmm. When the general manager says we got to ratchet up our, like Jesse, you've heard us talk about this how many times since January 17th or whenever Goody said that. My criticism. And look, I look like a harsh Goody critic next to my partner, but I think I'm fair. And my point was what? If you're going to tell your players you got to ratchet up your urgency, you got to do that as the GM yourself. And now what has he done? He's drafted a first-round wide receiver, which had never happened in 23 years. Mm-hmm. And now he made a trade that, there's never been a trade like this. Reggie wasn't a trade. Charles Woodson wasn't a trade. Favre was for a first-round pick, but Favre wasn't a 3-time All-Pro and 4-time Pro Bowler. He was a drunk third-string quarterback who missed the team photo. No one has ever done this before as a Packers general manager. And now we're going to see, but it has to be Super Bowl or bust. Anything short of that will be disappointing. And I do think it's worth exploring, although not right this second, how much of this is Ed policy takes over.
That was my question.
And
it was.
We would have made a great couple, as it turns out. Anyway, read your mind.
It's too bad you don't like Big Macs. That's the deal breaker, okay?
Deal breaker, yes. I have the palate of your toddlers. Like how much of this is, and again, of all the things that that stick out to me, that I've covered so many things in my 30 years of doing this, but like sitting down with Ed Policy, a month ago and change, and sitting in, I guess it was 2 months ago now, and sitting in the alumni suite talking to him, and when he just matter-of-factly said, no, I'm not going to sign either of them to extensions, talking about Goody and LaFleur, and then saying, I don't want lame ducks. Look, this is the big swing you make. And I know, Jesse, you'll, when you're not busy, hosting the pregame show and everything else, I know we need to go back and find this. But my point about trading for Micah Parsons was, if you continue to go 9-8, 10-7, and lose the first round of the playoffs, sooner or later that's not going to be good enough. You're going to get fired.
Yep.
So if you're going to get fired anyway, eventually, you might as well go down swinging big time, and you might as well swing for the fences. And that's exactly what they did here by making this trade. And again, I just want to underscore this. I don't think they gave away the farm to do it. Mm-hmm. Like where Kenny Clark is at in his career. And we love Kenny. Kenny is a big-time friend of our show. Tausch and I both think the world of him. But to give up 2 first-round picks that, if you're as good as you think you're going to be with this trade, are going to be at the bottom of the first round each of those 2 years, and to give up Kenny Clark and keep Rashawn Gary may become an elite pass rusher now because of the guy he's going to have on the opposite side of him. Lucas Van Ness may become an interior pass rusher next to Devontae Wyatt, who's going to have 10 sacks. It's like Christmas time with the visions of sugar plums dancing in your heads. This is visions of quarterbacks getting sacked 65 times on the season dancing in your heads.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like this just takes off so much pressure and so much heat off of Brian Gutekunst. Like I feel like he's, like you said, like he did what he had to do to save his job. Now it's up to Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love. Like, he has done what he could do. Do you not feel that way? You're laughing, Jesse, but like...
Save his job seems aggressive, but I think keeping the team and improving its contending status, no doubt. So, yeah.
Maybe I'm a little excited.
I'm bored with you. Yeah, well, I think we all are at this point. Woolie's voice is tingling, apparently, back when he called Jason a few minutes ago.
Pogo Cube.
That's a good one, too. Jason, so... What happens now? What happens from now until the opener on September 7th for Micah Parsons, for the rest of the deep, for Jeff Hafley? Like, that's where my mind starts to shift now. Is this all going to be good and ready for that opener against Detroit? And what's it going to look like, and how valuable will he be on the field that day?
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that his back feels a lot better. I think he's probably. I think that back pain has mysteriously disappeared, kind of like Elton Jenkins did after he realized he wasn't getting a new deal. Yeah, that's funny. Your thought is that. My thought is, come on, man. I'm supposed to have the next 3 days where I can work from home and I don't really have to go to Lambeau. And are there going to be press conferences? Like all that. It's supposed to be Labor Day weekend, bro. But, media starts with me. Look, you don't trade for Micah Parsons for him to sit on the bench on September 7th against the reigning division champs. He may only play as a situational pass rusher, but you want him out there. So I would think that they will start the ramp up immediately. Again, they are cautious by nature, so I don't think that you're going to see him play 65 snaps against the Lions, but this will definitely be something that they will, have to figure out exactly what's realistic in week one. But I'm going to go out on another creaky limb. I'm very bold tonight. I'm going to guess for week 4's game, which if you don't have the schedule in front of you is Packers at Cowboys.
Sunday Night Football.
I think he's going to be ready to go by now.
So much juice. Oh, I'm so excited now.
Jason, how do the Badgers?
Almost as excited as Wooly.
How do the Badgers get to Daquan Finn in the Miami, Ohio backfield tonight?
It's a great question. My favorite text that I've gotten like 75 text messages. But my favorite one was from the Badgers Outsider, which was, our conversation is now the second most significant thing that's happened to you today. So at least he's got that awareness.
Lucky by billion.
Jason, thank you so much. I know it's been a crazy afternoon. I know it's going to stay crazy into the late night hours tonight, and we can't wait to share more reactions tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Happy to do it, guys. All right, enjoy the game tonight. Take care. Be good.
Oh, my God, tomorrow's Friday. It feels like a Saturday.
Going into Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm so messed up. Micah Parsons, the day, the Badger game, just everything. Everything is just crazy. Okay.
Jason Wilde, that's it for Jim, Matt, and Molly. Molly Brown, you've been scattered all around here. Final thought on Micah Parsons to the Packers.
I am just so excited. I could not be happier as a Packer fan, and I'm nervous for the expectations that are going to come with it, but I am ecstatic.
Reactions continue, plus previewing the start of the Badgers season on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. Coming up next on ESPN Madison. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning